Welcome, fellow technique hackers. My name is Lucas from Swim Techniques. Got a super cool video here for you guys today. This has been a super requested topic that you guys have wanted me to really dive deep into, pun intended. So yeah, let's get right to it. Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to prepare for a championship meet, okay? So a championship meet, right? Like I said, like I have right up here, this is your moment, right? All the training, all the long hours, the dry land, the threshold, the aerobic, all the stuff that we do is preparing us for these big, big moments. But besides all the training, there's a lot of really good things that you can be doing to prepare yourself that is actually going to hugely affect the way that you race on the day. All right, so I'm gonna break down just a few of my favorite tips that all of you can be doing to start preparing better for championship meets so that you can go the best times that you want to go, guaranteed. So, number one thing is you guys need to know your race. And I know you're thinking, Lucas, I'm swimming a 200 free. I know what that is. But no, I don't mean like that. I mean your first 15-meter split. What is it? Or even backing up from that, what's your reaction time going to be? What is your kick count going to be? What's that going to get you to 15 meters? What's your first 25 going to be? What's your first 50 going to be? What's your kick count off the wall going to be? Are you going to start upping your stroke rate towards the end? Do you need to widen your catch on the third 50? What do you need to do, right? Because it's all good to say, okay, I'm going to swim just for example's sake. I'm going to do a 200 free and I'm going to split 30, 30, 30, 30. And my race plan is go out controlled, come back fast. Okay, not bad, right? That's a little bit of the stepping stones. But when you're at a championship meet, when it's you and your goals, you want to be thinking a little bit more next level than that, right? Because a lot of swimmers aren't. So it's actually an opportunity for you to take advantage, right? I talk about this all the time, right? Being a technique hacker, being someone who knows how they should be feeling in the water, what little adjustments they can be making, all of those sorts of things, right? And the thing is you can do this by a visualization, right? On building off of the stuff that you've tested in the pool, right? You can keep trying stuff all the way leading in through your taper. And really, honestly, guys, this is a huge secret for you, or not even necessarily a secret, but this is a huge thing for you guys that I think most swimmers out there really need to start doing a lot more. You should know your race like it's the back of your hand. I always like to joke that the 200 butterfly is my baby, right? Like I made that race my own, right? Like I raised it. I've seen the changes in it, right? As it pertains to myself. So it should be kind of the same way for you guys. You guys should almost get like a little bit emotional about your race because like you've invested so much time, you've invested so much of your brain power into learning how to swim the race the way that you want to, right? So come race day, it's super, super important that like the back of your hand, you know your race. And the amazing thing about that is that the clearer the image you have of your race, right, that mental video that plays in your head, the clearer, the more concise that is, the easier it's going to be to actually pull it off come race day. And the beauty is that if something in your race does go wrong, then you still have the template, you still have the plan there, right? Michael Phelps talks about that 100 butterfly in Beijing where his goggles started filling up last off of the first turn, right? But stroke count, kick count, all those sort tempo, all those sorts of things he knows so well that, you know, if he knows that he's usually 18 strokes for a 50-meter butterfly, then if he does 18 strokes, even if he has to do a little bit of a longer reach, he'll be fine and he'll still probably nail that wall like he famously did in that race, right? So know your race, know it like the back of your hand. That is the number one thing. That is huge. Do not be swimming blind. Oh, sorry. Number two, schedule yourself. This is a huge thing. And this isn't just about taper either. This is at the meet too, right? Like most meets nowadays, especially championship meets, on the psych sheets, which are released a few days before, or on the heat sheets at the meet, usually you will be able to actually tell what time about your race is, right? So if a meet, let's say, you know, if it says start at 10:50, then that's when your prelim swim is going to be, then you should know, okay, I'm going to wake up at this time. I'm going to eat at this time. I'm going to go to the pool at this time. I'm going to start my activation at this time. I'm going to warm up this time. And then I'm going to have this much time left to get into my suit. And then it's race time, right? And that can do a lot for you in terms of, well, I think first and foremost, really, really kind of getting rid of a lot of that anxiety, a lot of nerves you feel before a big race, because you're essentially on autopilot, right? Like, you know your race super, super well. So you don't really have to be thinking about, what am I going to be doing here? What do I need to work on? Because you already know it. And you have your schedule so jam-packed that it's like, you look up at the clock and you say, oh, it's 10 o'clock. Okay. They've started the first heat of my event. There's maybe 2 or 3 left. Okay, I got a few more minutes until I race, right? So again, the clearer picture that you can have about your race, but also just about what the day of the meet is going to look like, is hugely, hugely powerful. I cannot tell you how many times literally writing down a schedule of what my day is going to look like leading up to my races has saved me from missing races, not getting enough warm up in, all that sorts of stuff. This has saved me countless times. So I highly recommend, all you got to do is just see, okay, what time does the meet start? How many events and heats do I have before I race? Come up with a kind of rough game plan if you don't get the exact time, and then execute on it, right? And make the plan that's best for you. Okay? So the next thing I want to tell you guys, cut the distractions. Now, I don't want to sound like your mom and dad and say, hey, get off your Fortnite. Like, no, that's not necessarily what I mean. But what I mean is, at the end of the day, number one, make sure you're getting enough good sleep. I know you want to stay up all night watching all the lessons inside the academy and be WhatsApp texting me, or you want to be watching YouTube videos, or whatever it is you want to be doing. I understand that. Trust me, I understand that. But you need to be getting not only enough sleep, but think about when you go to a meet, right? Championship meet is a very exciting time for you, but it's also a very exciting time for everyone else who's there, right? Everyone wants to be talking to you. There's cheering, there's coaches. This person's in this race, we got to go cheer them on. All this sort of stuff, right? So I think it's hugely important for you guys, take a little bit of a step back, think about 15, 20 minutes before your race, kind of separate yourself from that a little bit. You know, for me, I like, if it was a 200 fly day, you couldn't see Lucas, you can't talk to Lucas. And maybe for some people that's extreme, but for myself, that's always what I found worked best, was to just kind of cut myself on that day, because I knew that I had something I wanted to execute on. But seriously, limit those distractions, right? You don't need to be constantly stimulated. You don't need to be constantly amped, right? Like, that's what the race is for. Don't tire yourself out. Don't waste any energy where you don't need to. You're there to perform and you're there to focus, right? So have fun. Swim meets are all about having fun, but have as much fun as you want. But when it's game time, right? And you need to learn how to kind of separate those two things a little bit. And that's going to get you really, really in the zone, right? Visualizing how well you know your race. You're not distracted. You're just sticking to your schedule for the day. Hugely, hugely important if you want to step up on those blocks with full confidence and be ready to race the way you've always wanted to. All right. And the last thing, rest is your friend, right? So as it pertains to taper, right, leading up to a big championship meet, you got to stay off your leg. You got to stay off your feet, right? This taper is the most amazing thing, in my opinion, about the sport of swimming, because we're actually encouraged to start doing less work and to start hanging out, you know? But a lot of swimmers, right, when taper comes around, okay, well, I'm going to go for a hike with my friends, and I'm going to go start doing all this stuff. That's not what taper's for. Taper is to allow your system to recharge, allow your body to recharge, get you feeling fast. You need to make sure that leading up to the meet, you're doing that. Sleep as much as you want, right? Make sure you're stretching, take care of your body, roll out, do hot tubs, have steam rooms, ice baths, all that sort of stuff. And then when it comes to actually being at the meet, same kind of rules apply. If you don't need to be on your feet, don't be on your feet. You know, if your friends want to go up top to the bleachers and start running around and all that stuff, you know, maybe save that for after your race, right? Or maybe save that for the next day when you have races that aren't quite as important to you, or if you're just in a relay or whatever, right? Rest is your friend, and you need to take advantage of it if you want to be performing, okay? And the last and final thing here, you guys, is you need, and this is kind of building off of that last point, you need to be listening to your body. Truly, you need to be listening to your body. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling sore, if maybe you aren't feeling quite as fast, right? Your body is the best indicator of how you're going to swim. I know that sounds very obvious, but you know, if you're feeling like your legs aren't warmed up enough, then chances are you need to go warm up your legs, and they're not going to be able to take you through the race the way you want them to, right? So be diligent, be very aware of your body, be very aware of your mind, and listen to it, right? They're telling you those things for a reason. And that is all for today, you guys. Now, if you want to see more, you can head to swimtechniques.com/academy. You can learn from myself and some of the best Olympians in the world. You get to text me every single day, whenever you want, about goals, technique, video analysis, anything like that. And you get to join in on awesome weekly Zoom calls that we do with all the members of the Academy. So thank you so much for watching this lesson, and I'll see you next time, Technique Hackers. If you have a meet coming up this weekend, try some of these things. Let me know what you think. All right. See you guys later.